Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. My nickname is Corn and I'm here today with a giveaway. And I'm going to sit down because I am exhausted. But anywho, so much for that. And so some of you all know I've been working on a small journal for a giveaway. And I've been also working on the house. We've had people come in working on the house. I've been working outside some, and just whatever the weather predicts is whether I can do what I need to do or not. And anytime I had a little extra time, I would come up here in the craft room. I know you're seeing all this pink, and pink is just like 3 times there's pink in the journal. That's it, because I know that some people are here because they're like me and they love pink, but there are quite a few people in the world that are like, no, it's okay, I don't love it. So, and I understand that. We all don't have the same taste, and that's the way life should be. So, all I could do to try to, I was going to roll this up, my mat, but it is the width of my desk, and I have so much going on over here with paints and clay and metal pieces and mixed media things and glue and ink and ribbon and threads and scissors and pins and all of this stuff that I was like, I don't have the energy to move everything. So what I did, I had taken this piece of eyelet, and I don't know where that video is, but I do have a video posted where I did dye, boy, lots of stuff, laces and things, with some watered down acrylic paint, and this is one of them. And the thing was, I was going to try and do the journal all neutral colors. Okay, it kind of goes against my being. I love color. I just love it. But that is a challenge I'm going to set up for myself. Not my next project, but project after that maybe, or in the future. Let's say next year. In the future, I don't want to put myself on the spot. In the future, I'm going to challenge myself to do a journal that is 100% neutral colors. Creams and beige and black and gray and anything neutral. But with this one, I started off pretty good. I'm starting off with the card first and the envelope. Then I'll show you something else, and then we'll get to the journal. First off, I had gotten a set of cards and envelopes, believe it or not, what was it, 5 years ago, when Target used to have crafting items. And for $1, you got like 10, I think, cards. And what they did for cards was just this, where you can decorate the front and then write on the back. Well, what happened was, as soon as I first put down this piece of lace, and as soon as I did that, I put it down with art glitter glue. This was so thin, the craft cardstock, but it was very lightweight. It was like, no, help, help. It kind of curled a little, if you know what I mean. So I went ahead and backed it on this so that I could write well. And look, I've got lines. And I'm one of those that loves lines to write on, because normally I'm like, wee, woo. So this being some, this is a page from an older book that I got from the library when they had their sale. This is cardstock that I did. Yes, this is one of the things that I didn't dye the cardstock, but what I did is when I dyed everything else and I had some left over, I took like my paint brushes and something, just sort of slapping the watered down paint on that. My two distress inks that I use throughout everything is the Vintage Photo and the Speckled Egg. It's just that I constantly used. This lace is from Hobby Lobby. This one is as well. And this is the only, remember guys, if you were with me, if you were with me when I was showing you things that I had pulled to use, that's it. Out of all of these, that's the only one I use. It's like a border sticker. It's the only one I use because I think it looks Victorian. I think it looks like Victorian wallpaper, actually. That's the only one I use, which is odd, but that's what I did. Now, this paper I thought you might think is interesting. This book that I got from the library. Where did I put it? Oh, I was trying to decorate just a little bit, but it didn't work. Look what the cover, what the title is. How cool is that? This is supposed to go here, y'all. And then, let's do this. Let's put some tatting here and some tatting. I don't do tatting, by the way, but I absolutely love it. Let's do that. So that's the name of the book, and I just thought you might find this fascinating. Some of it is fascinating, and I'll be honest with you, some of it's, you know what I'm saying, snoozeville, but, at least the fascinating part's good. Though centuries have passed, handmade paper, both laid and wove, is still manufactured by practically the same methods as at the beginning of European paper making. How cool is that? And of course, this makes perfect sense. The greatest changes in the manufacture of paper have been introduced by machinery. Well, we know that. And they go and they talk about inventors, and they also talk about watermarks. I mean, it's fascinating. Watermarks. How cool is that? So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Back to this. Fussy cut lace leaves. These little flowers are from Hobby Lobby. And then I don't know if they're going to sparkle like they usually do on camera. But the centers, I took the centers out. Excuse me, I still have glue on my fingers. I took the centers that were in there. They were little teeny tiny wooden beads. And I've had them fail on me before. I've had them come off in the mail. And then, so I always take them off. And then I got these darling little diamond dots at Joann Fabrics for 50 cents, a little small container. And I thought they matched beautifully. And then I'll be writing to the winner on this. And then to go with it, the only stamp I did was over the stamp. And I like that to look messy, because most of the times when I've seen that through it's very messy. And I just put the lace on cream colored cardstock and fussy cut it out. This is a piece of ephemera, and I don't even know where it's from, but it does have little metallic gold running through it, and so does the paper that I used in the journal, so I thought that would be great. I used these again. You'll see the little flowers from Hobby Lobby, and took out the centers and did some different colors of the diamond dots. And this is, I think that's 7 Gypsies, I think. I just cut that out and stamped over it. And so, well, when I picked that up, I also picked up my tatting. So there's the card and envelope that goes with it. One other thing, I made this tag and I didn't put it anywhere on the journal. I made it early on. And this is one of my little clay pieces, my little clay rose. She is up on foam dots in black, a little piece of black lace, a little piece of eyelet, and then this tiny little, let me get these, this tiny little envelope with just a little bit of bling here to make it look like a seal. Yeah, if you want to write, something, write it in there. You can write it right in there on the card, okay? I'm going to place this, and also right now the journal has sari silk rounded in a bow, but I know the winner might like it, might not. So I will be placing this inside of this bag and the sari silk as well, okay? So let's place that here, okay? And this is a Gibson Girl, and I did get this book that says, you know, they're not, these images don't fall under copyright laws, and so therefore you can have fun. So she's a Gibson Girl that I tried something different. Normally, if I want to give them a little rouge, or just, you know how the ladies, I've done this before myself, when you're looking rather pale and you pinch your cheeks and they get a little rosy. That's what I'm saying she did. So what I did, I've never done this before, y'all. Normally I take a very small paintbrush. This is why I'm up here doing this, because I wanted to show you. Normally I take this and I put it on my, for example, Kitsch Flamingo Distress. And I go over and over and over like this, and then I'll just, you know, highlight those great cheekbones. But this time I wanted to try something different, see if it would work. So what I did is Dollar Tree had this, and I got this blush for it. Look, I made a mess. It was brand new. They had it, I usually get it for my nomies, or, you know, my little stuffed animals and stuff. So, but I thought, hey, I've got it. Let's see if it'll work. So I went like this. That's my We Are Memories Keepers, you know, stylus. So, and just, and I kind of smushed it in, if that makes any sense. Now, some of it was like, no, I don't want to stay on there. But I just kept doing it and doing it, and and then, see, it stays on if you keep grinding it in. And then the color in her, feather in her hat, that is the speckled egg with that paintbrush, and trying to follow the ways of the feather to get that color. Again, cut out of lace, my leaves. This is cut out of trim from Hobby Lobby years ago. This is, I think, one of the chapters titled Paper and Its Origins. And you know, sometimes if you don't want to put a butterfly, or you don't want to put one of your other punches or your die cuts or what have you, something you can do, and y'all have seen, some of y'all have seen me do this before, but I like it. Take your regular old hole punch, and this is cardstock, and I want it for the color. And it does, as you can imagine, especially at this time, it does fantastic. And if you're doing like a card and a fall wreath, and then you want fall berries, to do those in oranges and reds and maroons and you know, colors such as that, and just punch away, you know, drop them on you and just have fun. And then what I did to give them their little seed highlights is I took let me show you. I had somebody once say, I like it that you show us things. This is the, I say Faber-Castell, the Pitt Artist Pen in white, which is 101. And it has a massive, I'd rather it be thin, but look how thick that is. But you shake it up, and then you, and that's what I did for them. But it is so, I wish it was finer, but oh well. Can't have everything, can you? And like I said, that's what those two items will be in this bag. Okay, now for the journal. Okay, I am so happy with this journal that I kind of want to keep it. I'm not gonna but I want to. Handsome came in yesterday or the day before, saw it, and he said, he didn't see it with the bow on it, but he saw it and said, I want it. So, you know, it's not that we're having to give away for something we don't like, you know. We're real tickled. Now, again, this Sari Silk is just here because you know whenever I do a journal, I get it nice and fat. I like fat journals. They make me happy, and I know if they do not make you happy, then you will not enter, and I understand that. But if you're like me and just adore stuff in it where you're like, oh my lands, I can hardly close it, then we're on the same page, okay? Now, on the cover, please bear with me. I know a lot of y'all are going to skip, but a lot of time and love went into this, okay? And that's why I'm going on and on. Normally, I'd just be like, this is this, and that's that. No, that's not true, is it? I always go on and on. Anyway. So, on the cover, you see the little flowers again from Hobby Lobby. This, I don't even know where I got it. This is a wooden piece with the keyhole there. Here's the key, by the way. We got the key. It's not far from it. And then behind it, I just took a piece of black cardstock, traced around the wooden piece, cut it smaller, and that's what's behind it. This piece right here of crocheted, this was a doily and vintage. I got it at a thrift store. This napkin right here, how gorgeous is that? I know I covered up a lot of it, but it's so gorgeous. Vintage from a thrift store as well that I haven't gone to in like 5 years. I know. That's a long story. I do have some tatting underneath the picture. Isn't she precious? She was actually a sticker that I put on white cardstock so that you know, nothing transparent. I wanted it, you know, nice and solid look to it, and then put that on a black cardstock, and then put that on white cardboard to make it sit up over the tatting there. And we have some little leaves, satin leaves from a trim, and that's that. There's the beginning. Okay, remember this one, oh, let me say this real quick. Remember, this one is put together with the tabs, okay? And this is stamped muslin, and the stamps, most of them are from Tim Holtz, except one of them is this huge wooden block, wood block stamp. But look how fat we got. Now see, you can close it if you put the muslin, sorry, silk around it. You can. So the first thing when you turn it over, if you don't load it up like this, the coolest thing about this type of binding, binding, is it will lay flat, but not me. I just love adding. So this has a pocket at the top. As you all might recognize, this is Tim Holtz paper. Normally I would decorate this, but I like the way things were looking so much, I left them alone because I really like the way they looked. I put these two months in because I thought the winner could circle either the day she won or he won, and or the day they got it. And because in this year, it's by the time, you know, we have the drawing and stuff, it will be November, and then they'll have December left. So that goes in here. I see the back is just like, Tim Holtz is just so wonderful. Not only as a designer, but he's such a sweet dude. He's so sweet and cutie pie. I love his stuff. I'm still working on the craft room, by the way. At this time, I think I'll be working on it for the rest of my life. But, ooh, look what I did. Okay. So in this little, I did this for a pocket so that the winner could put the date their name and their locality. Okay. And this is just a little place to write. And I love it. It is like, I don't know where I got the paper, by the way, but Stanford University, and it is a phone book. Like, this is another one of the stickers that I did. She is reading a book. She is not on anything computerized. She is reading a book, and she has no regret. That's me, by the way. I don't look like that, but I mean, I still read books, and I have no regrets. I love them. And this folds out, same thing. Right. In fact, the person can write about, you know, they're reading, the books they're reading, the ones they want to read, or they can say, I'm not like Corin. I want to be on a device. So, you know, again, something to write on, either you're like so or like so. And then this little tag, I just fussy cut it out of some paper. I don't even remember where I got it. And then I took my vintage photo and went all over the back, left a little light spot there, which was fun, and darker spot there. This ribbon that I have on it with the gold specks, I hope it's showing up, is Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, yes it is. Isn't it lovely? And that was back when it was $1. I love to say that. Is that bad? Is it a little bit bad? I like saying it. Okay, I'm going to put stuff back. I know it takes time, but I'm putting stuff back the way I got it because I was very happy with the way it was. So, okay. All right, and let me see. Can you see everything? Okay. And this one, I did a die cut here. And then I put the black lace there. And then before this was sealed, I put a piece of, I guess it's more like this color of cardstock behind it. So, or even lighter, so that you could see that pretty design in the black lace. And here's our key. And so in this one, again, everybody's looking at it saying that's Tim Holtz, and you're right. And you can either put a picture here and write about it, or just write and, you know, what have you, however you want to do it. Now, I have several things in here that you can take out. They are only in here because of paper clips, okay? And here's the paper clip right here. Underneath here, I did not decorate. That is just the page itself. But this I made, and you can write here, 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 and here, and even here, okay? And that can come in and out, and that will make it, you know, if you don't want it within the journal, it'll make it less fat. Okay, here I just have a little tuck spot. This is a silhouette of that lovely lady. Is from Cricut. I actually put out some dies, and I got them at Joann Fabrics with the coupon years ago. And then it has, I did this die cut here of the little doily. Then I fussy cut a flower out of lace, put that down. Then you see this gold thread, believe it or not. I don't know if you can read it or not. It's Tim Holtz. I got it at Hobby Lobby in the fabric section. It came with, I think it's 4 of them. And it's lovely. It is really, really lovely. And as you see, not for individual resale. It came in a box with either 4 others or 3 others. I don't remember. They're back behind me. So that was fun to use. And then, of course, the silhouette on top. Now, under that, again, I just fussy cut this cute little tag out because I want it. I'm trying, you know, with this one, I was trying not, you know how I love glitter and, you know, all that. I did a little bit of shine and stuff here and there, but nothing like I normally do. And so, but I just love, hopefully that light is showing it. And this ribbon, gold ribbon, which is gorgeous, that's from Hobby Lobby. And yeah, you can, right? I left this white because I liked it white. I'm one who, if it's tons and tons of, you know, vintage looking, to see white to me is not a bad thing, you know. I don't like it on a lot of the stuff, but on a few. Cherish the Moment, I thought, you know, they can put this wherever they want, the winner. If they have a picture of maybe a loved one doing something that they thought was wonderful. And then this one opens up, and you have the camera here, which I thought would be wonderful for like a picture here, and then with your ABCs to write something about the picture. Again, the winner doesn't have to do that. It's just a matter of what I was thinking. Here, now this is a Tim Holtz embossing folder that I used on this paper, and kind of highlighted it here and there, the embossed parts, with the vintage photo. And what had happened, this is the piece I was going to use for a side pocket. And what had happened was, because when I tore my muslin, I have these very frayed edges, front and both sides. When I was trying to tuck things in, the frayed, if this makes sense, the frayed threads went back. So I was, excuse me, I was fighting with it, you know, and I was like, oh, can't have that. So I went ahead and got my glue out and just sealed it. That's completely sealed. Then did this with this one, thinking, okay, and this is cut, fussy cut from some Tim Holtz paper as well. This clock is fussy cut from Lemoncraft paper. And yes, I fussy cut my little roses. Now, you know, old-timey, they sometimes, of course, they should be all, you know, probably inked over and grungy and stuff, but you know me, I just had to do a little bit of that, just a tiny bit. And then your ladies are in here. The winner will get 3 of them, and they are tucked in, and I've got them just where I want them. So, whoops, and I already moved one. I liked where I had them. So, because we have their little heads peeking out, and we also have her little feetsies peeking out. Now over here we have another place to journal. I would journal on this side, to be honest. Yes, it's Tim Holtz. I think everybody knows this image. And yes, I did just a few little roses, but for the most part, that's where I would put a picture if it were me. I did fussy cut this out of a doily, a vintage doily from a thrift store. And this is where I would journal if it was me. I was after this. I just think that is stunning. Purdy, purdy, purdy. And that goes there. And then I made 2 pockets, one teeny tiny pocket here and this one. I'm not going to take them out, but a lot of y'all, I'll take out one because y'all get a kick out of it. This one is done. Look at that. And, oh my word, I've drawn a blank. I've got all these words that it's like I'm in a dictionary. It's vellum. I knew it was a V. Vellum. And this vellum has gold on it, metallic gold. And so I did one of the little tags in that. You've got tiny tags, small tags, because almost every one of my subbies said, I love those tiny tag die cuts. So, and then you've got them in black, and then your neutral colors and vellum. And this is a piece of wood, and I went in with my marker and did the 5 in black. And then I just took this sponge. I know it's all beat up in it, but it's so soaked with vintage photo, I can't give it up, not yet. And just went around and around and around and around. I mean, and then I let it dry and go again. Let it dry, go again, go again, go again, until I got it the way I want it. So, And a little snippet of lace here, and that is the only washi you'll see in the whole thing. I'm telling myself I've got to use my washi more, but you know what I'm saying? I forget about a lot of it. You know, I really do. I forget about a lot. But there is a little tiny bit there. And then this is from a die. It's a die cut. Okay. So I'm not going to take this off, but this is one of Tim Holtz's little tiny clips. Aren't they darling? They are just so precious. And I got those at Hobby Lobby. I'm not going to take this out again. This for a photo or journaling I've left alone. Little sari silk, and then the button, isn't that gorgeous, that button? I love that button. Is hand sewn by me, which holds that knot there. This is just a matter of open and writing in. Over here, die cuts in 1, 2, 3. I put this fussy cut out of paper by Lemoncraft, and then I just tore and folded the flower seeds, 15-cent collection, 25-cent collection, 50-cent collection. I just thought that was lovely. And I love the way the flower looks when it's peeking out of this little tuck spot. And then here comes my little, I made a little booklet within the journal, and I did stencil with speckled eggs on the inside of it. You've got a place to write here, or even your picture if you want to, here. I took the speckled egg, and because this was already together, and I put this here. This is my little mat that is fantastic, that I just cut it up because I do so many little things. Now there's 2 here together, by the way, guys, okay? And some of it looks a lot clearer than the other. Let me show you. And I didn't even take them apart. I like the way it looks though. But what I did was I would just put it here so I wouldn't get the ink on anything else, and just did the distress ink like that. This is a piece fussy cut, like I said, out of some paper I had. I'm not going to take this one out because this is a Tim Holtz, let's see, what does he call that? Index clip, okay? And I did have to, something told me to try it on scrap piece paper first. And it did leave some stains on the scrap paper, but once you did that over and over, it's fine. So, but this comes out, and this comes out, okay? So you can write on either one. And yes, it is a very snug fit. And then this with the little teeny tiny heart, which I thought looked nice and old. This comes out as well. And this is pretty sure that's 7 Gypsies. And you can write or do a picture on that. And let's put that back where we got it. And you can go in, I had to keep cutting it down and down and down because boy did. It's a snug fit to begin with, but I had it super snug. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I think I'm going up too close to that clip. Yeah. Okay, now we're all, I think. Yeah, I'm messing with the clip, I think. And on this side, this comes out of the clip, and this is another Gibson girl. And this is, I made her really rosy cheeks, and that is with the Kitsch Flamingo and the brush. And then I took this little die cut and sewed around it, and then only glued the bottom half so we could close this for me. You had this photography Look, isn't that gorgeous? I hope the metallic gold, it almost looks like a rose gold actually. And then I also did these corners in black, these die cuts for the winner, so that if they do want to do the pictures on places like this, they can have these corners to put, you know, around them if they want. And this just closes by going like so, okay? And that just, like I said, a lot of stuff I just have clipped in here just in case. Speaking of clipped in here, oh, I'm going to go back to show you this too, I forgot. And for the center of this little booklet, I did do some beading with knotting, and then glass beads, and then more knotting, and then a little butterfly with a little piece of lace. Yep, little flower lace is coming down out of your journal like that. And this is a hidden paper clip, and I have this postcard. This has got to be Stamperia paper, I think. It really does look like it, doesn't it? Wow. If it's not, I'm shocked. And this was just folded over. I just thought it would be great, maybe right here and photo here. That's what I was thinking. That's what I had in mind. But again, you could put a photo here, here, what have you. And then this is done with a little bit of lace here that I dyed. This is vintage wallpaper from thrift store. There's some little lace here. This is fussy cut lace here, here. I did this little butterfly. I punched him out of embossed paper that I did. And that's what holds this in. Let's see how we do this. I've had it on there for so long. Oh, and I wanted to tell you too, this is just a bulb pen in black, because there's so much black often throughout this whole journal. And I only put 5 beads on there, but I thought, I don't know about you, but I had more fun. I sat here after I did it and played with them back. It's very peaceful to make them go back and forth. So I thought it might be fun for the winter. You know, maybe not. They might be like, what on earth? But it's possible they might like it. Then over here, the only thing I did is decorate it with what I call cascading envelopes, with a little bit of lace on the back of them and one with a little bling. And then this, of course, is my dyed lace again. And this is stencil. And again, I thought maybe this would be great for a photo and write about it. This, I don't know where I got it, guys. This little piece of ephemera. And then this tag, I got the tag, then I did the reinforcer in that and added the lace. And then this is one of my girls. The winner gets 3 of them over there. And I wanted to bring out the speckled egg, so I did just that. Got out that tiny paintbrush again and did her shoes, her sash, and then the piece right there, enclosed in her collar, okay? And she actually fits, you slide her over and down, because I glued that in a way that just hooks on like so. Remember I said I cut this different to have some fun, because I wanted to show that black lace. And then, you know how I love clocks and stuff, but to me, this is going back in time, you know. Vintage images, Gibson girls, you know, I don't know, to me it is. So when I did one for Susan from Susan's Heartstrings, I only left one of these hands because I only found that size. And this, again, since this is vintage, that's what I wanted to use. I found another size, because remember, I'm still working in Organized Crafter, but it would have come up here. The other hand was up here. So I was like, well, I'm going to put 2 on there. And you can move them. They're firm, but you can't see, you can move them. And you can say to yourself, either it's 7 o'clock or it's 11:35. You get to choose. And then the little tag I put in here. I love this typewriter. I don't know, it's not this exact model, but I have typed in my early 20s on something almost exactly like it. And this is the from that book page I told you all about. And then I just put this here for reinforcement because it needed some. And the winner can write here. Okay. And I know this is a long video. I understand that, but I think it's important to know what was happening. Now, this is a tag that I made a pocket out of, and then another pocket in front of that. Okay, but this is only clipped on, it comes out. So this love piece, color-wise, is perfect. I fussy cut these out of paper because I thought maybe if someone wants to put this close to a photo and describe who it was, how old they were, and what they were doing. And then just a little piece of ephemera. We have some butterflies. We have another piece of ephemera, cranberries. And then I did this die cut, which is a circuit die cut as well. And I have it on here. I don't know if it will arrive that, but where the hole is in the tag, it goes right around there. But that's just, that's just me. So we have those goodies as well. Did I have these in here or in here? I think here. Yeah. Okay. And then this is a flip up and this is a flip out. Okay. And this is my coffee dyed paper here. And again, I thought this would be darling to have. See, it says photography down here. Then I fussy cut that out of a piece of ephemera. And maybe a picture there. And then the old-fashioned, the antique camera. Okay. And then you open that up. And this comes off as well. This is a hidden paper clip too. I did the beading on here and a little cameo. And the bird is out of embossed paper, and so is the butterfly with the little diamond dots there. Okay, and this, yes, the background paper is from Hobby Lobby many moons ago, and I've been hoarding it. It's pearls. It's just a photo of a bunch of pearls. And then this is an envelope that I made, and lace, lace, lace. This is the sticker that I did all that with. This is the little flowers with the diamond dots. This is another piece from the doily, fabric doily. Then this clothes is just like that. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that I'm going to let the winner be surprised about. And then this is a guest check that was gifted to me by Carol, who is Coffee and Crafts with Carol G. And I thought that looked perfect in here. She had dyed that. And I'm going to put this here. Okay. And the back, I have not signed it yet, but before it leaves the house, I will definitely sign it, okay? Well, there we go again. I'm messing up my, my display. Now, if you've lasted this long, you're like, now what do we have to do, Corn? Well, here's what you gotta do. You have to be 18 or older. You have to be a subscriber to this channel. It makes perfect sense. Y'all know that, you know. You have to tell me if you want to be entered in the comments below. You have to tell me why you're interested in this one, okay? That's, you know, this is how we learn about you all, because you all are so sweet when you leave comments. You usually just tell me you like what I did, or handsome, so much fun, or or we can be so silly and fun together, which, you know, we try to be. We do. And so if you write in the comments why you are entering for this particular journal, I'd appreciate it. And I'm not going to have a set date when Handsome picks the winner. Work-wise and stuff, we used to do it, and sometimes it would get a little tense because, you know, things were happening and with work and stuff like that. And he was like, well, you know, but he is always so great about choosing them. And he is so much fun at that time and plays his harmonica and has a blast. And so, yeah, I mean, I think the problem was more with me, because I just wanted to make sure that, you know, if we say it's going to be picked on a certain date, I'm a real believer, and then you do that. So I'm not going to put a date down about when the winner will be selected. Unfortunately, it's a U.S. resident, because sending this out is going to cost money, and y'all know it. It's going to cost money here, much less in another country. And I know that's not cool, and I agree with you that it's not cool, but that's what I need to do. If you all could see my shipping bill, you all be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'd like to thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.